So we're going to have to do that all over again for the YouTube audience. But welcome in Jams as well, by the way. I totally forgot to hit start recording, and now I got to do that all over again for the YouTube audience. They'll watch this on the video on demand replay. Right. Jams just wishes he was old enough to drink. Is he really? Are you really under 20? Are you really? Well, no, the drinking age over there is freaking 18, isn't it? Oh my God. I was gonna say it's not. It's 21 over here. Thank you for the 15 stream watch streak. Good Lord, Swanky. Um, friendly fire is not tolerated. Yeah. Right. Let's start it all over again. It's the 9 and 11 Rockford Forest Citys at the 8-6 Chicago White Stockings here, the 2nd of July, 1871. This is a big game, too, because Rockford are 2 games back of Chicago, who lead the National League by a half game over Fort Wayne and New York. So a Chicago win will put Chicago 1 game ahead of both New York and Fort Wayne. It'll also bump Rockford to 3 games back. Rockford win would move them to within a game of the National League lead. It would also draw Chicago, New York, and Fort Wayne all level. Here's the lineup starting with the visiting Rockford Forest Citys. Cav Anson, third baseman, will lead things off. He's batting .384 with 11 RBIs so far this season, 4 for 9 against Cherokee Fisher as well. George Hall is on a hitting streak. He is got 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, second in the National League in home runs, batting .305. He's 2 for 7 against Fisher so far this season. Ross Barnes takes up the number 3 spot, second baseman, with 13 RBIs, batting .326. He's 2 for 8 against Fisher so far this season. Lip Pike, the right fielder, will bat fourth. He's also red hot. He has got a baseball-leading 6 home runs so far this season, 22 RBIs as well, batting .322, but only 1 for 8 against Fisher so far this season. Doug Allison, the catcher, bats fifth. He's got 20 RBIs, .355 batting average. He's 1 for 8 against Fisher as well. Joe Start, the first baseman, will bat sixth. He's got 8 RBIs. He's batting .313, 2 for 7 against Fisher this season. George Bird is in the 7th spot, center fielder, 12 RBIs, .256 average, yet to get a hit in 8 at-bats against Fisher this season. George Wright, the shortstop, will bat 8th. He's got 8 RBIs this season, batting .256. 3 for 8 against Fisher so far this season. Dick McBride rounds up the lineup. He is batting .338 with 6 RBIs. He's 3 for 5 against Fisher so far this season. The lineup for the hometown Chicago White Stockings. Leading off will be left fielder George Betschel. He's batting right at the Mendoza line of 200. 8 RBIs so far this season, 1 for 7 versus McBride this season. First baseman Everett Mills will take up the 2 spot. He's batting .250 with 6 RBIs so far this season, 1 for 6 against McBride. Levy Mayerly will bat third. The shortstop, batting .350 with 11 RBIs. He's got 1 home run. That home run is against Dick McBride. He's 4 for 8 against him so far this season. Gat Stiers, the right fielder, will bat fourth. He has got 2 home runs, 11 RBIs with a .321 average so far this season, 2 for 7 against McBride. Mart King, catcher, will take up the 5 spot. He has got a .270 average with 6 RBIs. He's 2 for 8 against McBride this season. Charlie Hodes, the center fielder, will take up the 6th spot. He's the big hitter there. 2 home runs, 12 RBIs so far this season. One of those home runs coming against McBride. He's got a .276 average. He's 1 for 5 against McBride so far this season. Cherokee Fisher, the pitcher, will take the 7th spot for Chicago. .456 batting average, one of the best in the majors, 10 RBIs. He is 4 for 6 against McBride as well. Fred Waterman will come in at third base. So a little bit of a rotation here at third base for Chicago. Waterman just 1 RBI in his 7 at-bats so far this season. He's yet to face McBride. He's yet in any of the 2 previous meetings between these 2 teams. Sam Jackson will line up in at the 9th spot. He is the second baseman. 4 RBIs, .214 average, and 1 for 6 so far this season. Yes, I am ignoring that banter, Swanky. On the pitching mound, Dick McBride will take the mound for Rockford. He is 8-10 in 20 starts with 2 no decisions, 2.33 ERA with a 1.17 WHIP. He is 0-2 so far against Chicago with a 2.77 ERA against them. Cherokee Fisher will be his opposite on the mound, 8-5 in 14 starts with 1 no decision. He's got a 1.65 ERA, which is one of the best in the majors, and he's got a 1.2 WHIP.
I intend to live by my own code.
Welcome
now.
in. It's Adam FM. Cherokee Fisher, by the way, he has won both of his starts against Rockford this season. And he's got an ERA of just 0.5 against them. Welcome in. It's Adam FM. Welcome in, Dougie. Thank you for the raid, bro. How was your stream? I got to go close your tab. What's up, Puffy Pez? Welcome in. If you guys are new here, my name's Benikage. We do play FM. FM's actually probably the main game. I think we played it last night. We'll be playing it again on Sunday. But we do some out of the park. We do some gotcha games like Action Time and Time and Squad and Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. We do some other games like the F1 series, Rise of Nations. We're going to be starting some ice hockey saves as well, which is pretty cool. So look forward to that. I'm super excited for that. I downloaded the new mod for the ice hockey save, so that is getting ready to go. It is just, I just got to finish setting it up, which the installation is not hard. So I'm looking forward to that. Right. Welcome in from the Union Baseball Grounds in Chicago, Illinois. It's a 1:05 first pitch start, and it is 73 degrees. Clear skies, 73 degrees. For those of you that use Celsius, 73 degrees is going to be 22. And it is, wind is blowing out to left at 11 miles an hour. We're getting ready to get into the game. Welcome to the brand new Out of the Park Baseball 27, by the way. Hey, thank you for the follow, Puffy Pez. I'm trying to look at the camera. Where the hell's the camera? Initial camera. There is it center field closed camera? Yeah. This is the initial. This is the baseball camera. But what I want to do is I don't want to show this if I can. Automatically set up widgets. I was hoping, by the way, that I could get rid of just this stuff right here. Because what do you guys prefer? Do you like the old? This is essentially what the baseball camera would be like IRL, I think. Center field again. No, that's not it. That it definitely would. Well, home plate, that would be if you were playing the show. But I kind of like center field closed camera, because that makes it look like it's an actual baseball game. And then the pitch camera is center field closed camera, and then the action camera is wide camera. So I like it like that. You want to try that for the night? I think we try that for the night. Right. If only I get. Oh, hold on. What is this? That's not it. That's not it. Is it? It's the. That's not it. Oh, come on. It's the switch to pitch by pitch mode. It should be pitch by pitch mode. Switch to one pitch mode. No, switch to pitch by pitch. We should be pitch by pitch. Pause between at bats, hold third base. All that I don't have. And we should be good to go. This is the brand new FF27. I just don't, if I do like that, it gets rid of I wanted to get rid of this stuff on the field. That's all I wanted to get rid of. Doesn't really, if I get rid of the home team lineups, that's just the lineups. What's up, Bobby? Welcome in. Right. We're going to, I'm going to go back to the default camera because that's what we know for this season at least, shall we? Let's go back to the default camera. Pitch camera is the wide camera, and the initial camera is the wide camera. There you go. Right. We're going to start, but first, we gotta do our first inning sponsor. It's Adam FM is an awesome football manager streamer. Really, he's got a wicked sense of humor, by the way. Really cool dude. Really kind individual as well. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The ever so excellent It's Adam FM will sponsor tonight's first inning. Here we go. From the first pitch from the Union Baseball Grounds in Chicago, Illinois. We are ready to go with this matchup between two National League teams. The 9-11 two-game back Rockford Forest Citys and the 8-6 National League leading Chicago White Stockings. First pitch underway. He's hit him. Has he hit him? That's ball one, a curveball. That is a curveball to Cap Anson. That was outside. The only thing I actually forgot to do, by the way, and I said I would, is actually go close your tab. I had to work so late tonight, I didn't even get a chance to stop by and say hi to enough people. You know, let alone, but still. There we go. Let's, I'm actually gonna pause that. There we go. So, here's the 1-0 pitch. It didn't deliver me the animation. It's a swing and a miss, and that's strike one. I want the animation, damn it. Game options. It's somewhere on here. Play-by-play detail. Full. The box. Delay mode. Per character. Per line. Autoplay options. Delay before at bat. Delay the batter step-ins before a pitch. Delay after the batter steps in for a pitch. Delay after the start of at bat. Delay action between plays. Yes, Baseball Network. Display charts on field. Follow ball. All that's on. Screen filter mode is off. We don't need that. Label locations. Player label designated hitter. No. 3D animation speed's fine. Field view's fine. Draw, flying camera. Welcome in the other ump. Display field charts. The depth of field mode is dynamic zoom. I don't mind all of this. I just want to know how I can make sure I can see every single pitch. That's the intention. So we might have to go to behind the camera. Hey, but what's up, Elena? We might have to go to behind home plate. Where's the home plate camera? There we go. Here's the 1-1. And that's inside ball two. Pitch cam, home plate. I think it's home plate. I think we go home plate. How you doing, Elena? Thank you for the follow the other ump, by the way. Let me write you all down. Elena. Happy Fat Kid Friday, my fellow hammer. Absolutely. How are you, man? Although I did that the other day. My Fat Kid Day was yesterday. So you can't eat. It's a Friday in Lent, so it's very hard to fat kid on Friday in Lent. You know what I mean? I'm all right, thanks. Just waiting for the results of a medical scan thingy. Good luck. I hope it's great news. How are you, mate? Doing good. We're going to be feeling our way around the new Out of the Park tonight because I'm not 100% sure where all the options are and how I had my Out of the Park 26 set up. So it's going to be a little rough and tumble tonight, I think. Here's the 2-1. And that's high and away. Ball three. Mad Scientist. How you doing, bro? Mad Scientist, I can give you your shout out now, or I can have you sponsor an inning. One of the two. Whatever you would like to do, bro. But how are you, my man? Hope you're well. Happy Friday to you, sir. Sitting at work right now. Got the World Baseball Classic on, tinkering with 27. See, I have a cheat code for Friday in Lent. Do you want to hear it? I do want to hear it, but before you do that, Who's leading the Korea-Dominican Republic game? Here's the 3-1 pitch. And it's grounded to the backstop. It'll be 0-2. The first thing I immediately need to know, oh my God, man, really? Is the, I guess it's the field volume has to go straight up to 200. Because that was way, way too light, too soft a baseball bat sound. Here's the 3-2 pitch. But how you doing, Med? That's grounded to the, see, that's much better. That's grounded to the backstop, 3-2 still. But my cheat goes to the fact that I am, oh, fair. Fair enough, fair enough. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And this is popped up into right field, drifting foul. That's going to land foul. It's going to remain 3-2. The 3-2. Grounded over to short. On to first, and that's in time for the first out of the inning. Couple things. Oh, well, thanks, dude. And you? Good, man. I'm so excited for the new baseball. By the way, the other just to explain, I'm so excited to have this game out the new Out of the Park, man. I'm very excited for it. By the way, the other our save is in 1871. It's a commentary save. So we do commentary of all the games in 1871 that we can. If you're wondering why I'm looking down, the game is being scored as we play it. So there is a scorebook on hand to score the game. Thomas rolls. What's good, Thomas? Good to see you, man. How are you, man? Hope you're well. Right, that's going to bring up George Hall, left fielder. First pitch to Hall. And he's flied that into the seats. So it'll be 0-1. Here's the 0-1 from Fisher. That's popped up behind. What the fuck? Okay, that popped up to the third baseman. There's an oddity for you. And he's got it. And that'll be the first. That'll be the second out of the inning. Second baseman Ross Barnes will settle in. Nobody on, 2 out here. Still working on things. Hope everything is well with you. Everything's good, man. I had to work a really long day today because I lost power for 3 hours yesterday. So I had to work. I had to make up the time that I lost. And I had to work an extra long day today. Man after my own heart with a scorebook. And a link that a group of us from UMSLB is currently in 1952. We started the save in 1901. That's crazy. Welcome in, Bruins. How are you, man? See, that's crazy. So I'm doing 1871, and then obviously we'll carry it over to 1872 and beyond. I just don't know. Right now we're commentating 1 game per calendar day, and I don't know if I want to do that pace for 1872 since the season expands quite a bit. You know what I mean? Like, this is 32 games for everybody. Whereas in 1872, I think everybody plays 60 games. So it's a lot more baseball. And it's like, I don't know if I want to do 1 game per calendar day. That'd be a lot of baseball. I'd like to try and get a grasp of this game. It's fun, man. I'm terrible at it as a manager, but it's a lot of fun. Here is the first pitch to Ross Barnes. He's going to take that outside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And that's high, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. That's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's inside. 3-1 now. How's the ending going? Had a great time? Welcome. You only just clicked this. Was the game you were excited for before? I've only just clicked this. Yeah, I was excited that this game came out. Yeah. Here's the 3-1. Ball 4, and Ross Barnes has drawn a 5-pitch walk. That will bring up right fielder Lip Pike, the current National League leader, and actually just leader in the majors. 4 home runs. First pitch, the throw over to first, and Barnes is back in time. One of the players on my teams is Mark Noble. He's a catcher, and last year won the MVP. I had the nickname of Mr. Hammer added to him, but he was that's sick. That's awesome. Yeah, all good in there. Nice. Yeah, this was the game. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled to the backstop. It'll be 0-1. Yeah, I'm hopeful still that for West Ham this season. Here's the 0-1. Inside. 1-1. So throw over to first, and Barnes is back safely. The 1-1 is lined into center, but playable. Center fielder's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, one man left on base. We're going to go to the bottom of the first, and we're scoreless. We are going to take the answer here in 18 minutes, and I don't think I'm going to get the bottom and the top of the inning done in 18 minutes, so we are going to take the full 3-minute ad break. We will be back with more in a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Um, Latte. No, not Latte. Sorry. Was it Jams that said he would like to get a real grasp of this game? Yeah, Sean Curtis, 430, I think, is the man to go to. I love Sean. He's an awesome dude, and he knows so much about baseball. He'd be able to teach you whatever you need. You know what I mean? He's my go-to, man. He's awesome. I fucking love Sean. I'm based in Florida. I became a Hammers fan in 2014 thanks to FIFA YouTuber at the time, probably Spence. He was a West Ham fan and was doing a FIFA Ultimate Team series using only past and present Hammers. So I chose them and have followed ever since. My two favorite players of all time, Pyatt and Lanzini. Fair enough. Great choices. I didn't know what relegation was when I started watching the Premier League back in 05, 06, and I saw the West Ham fans go mental during the Great Escape. And I was like, look at how passionate these fans are to finish 17th. Of course, then a year later, I figured out why. But I'm based out of Philadelphia. Well, I mean, I'm originally from Philadelphia. I'm not really based there anymore. But yeah, I'm originally from Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a very blue-collar city. West Ham is a very blue-collar club. So the two kind of just mesh together. And that was it for me. Like once I saw how passionate the fans were, I liked West Ham the most. And then when I actually looked into their history and found that they were just workers from an iron mill, and that they were very blue, and then the area they represent is a very blue collar area of London, I was like, right, it's over. Like I've picked them. So I like them and the Philadelphia Union. Well, if it's not already apparent, the Philadelphia Union, but yeah, right. Dick McBride on the mound. George Betchel settling in, left fielder. First pitch to McBride. I'm sorry, to Betchel. Here it is. And he's taking that inside. But on the outside part of the plate for strike. It's on one. It was Spencer FC. I actually met him and saw hashtag play before they went non-league when they played in Georgia against Coke. I also met them again at TST this year. Wow. Wow, that's sick, actually. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded foul down the first base side. It'll be 0-2. That's awesome, actually. I saw an interesting thing the other day. Imagine if Spurs and West Ham both escape relegation and Millwall comes up. 8 different London derbies. The Metropolitan Police would need a recruitment drive. If Millwall come up alone, the Metropolitan Police are going to need a recruitment drive. Here's the 0-2. That's high. 1-2. See, I've been supporting West Ham for about 20 years now. And I've been a Philadelphia Union fan for 13. So I wasn't there right at the start when Philly started, which was 2010. But I came 4 seasons later. Here's the 1-2. And that's grounded over to first. He's going to wait for his pitcher. His pitcher gets over there. That is going to be the first out. So 3-1. And Betchel's retired. I've been a season ticket member at the Union for, this is my 11th year now. 11th year season ticket member. I cannot believe it's been over a decade. Right, here's Everett Mills settling in, first baseman. First pitch to him. He's going to take that right down the plate. On 0-1. There's the 0-1 pitch. That's right in there. Strike 2. And Everett Mills in a hole now, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off the plate away. And it's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off the plate away, 2-2 again. The 2-2 pitch. Popped it up. In shallow center. Center fielder's there. He makes the grab. And Mills is retired. 2 away. The 2 MLS clubs that are near me are Orlando City and Miami FC. I honestly have no MLS team. If I was forced to pick, it would probably be Seattle Sounders. I already respect you because you decided not to pick Inter Shaitami. I cannot stand Inter Miami. I absolutely hate Inter Miami so much. I think the 3 clubs I hate the most in the league is number 1, LA Scum C, number 2, NY Shit FC, and then number 3 is Inter Shaitami. You're picking the New York Cosmos, and that's fucking fair, Bobby, in all honesty. You don't even need to cap it, bro. That is fair. Here's the first pitch to Levy Mayerly, the shortstop. He's going to take that on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. Pixelated Suits, one of my mods, is actually going to see him this weekend, I think. Here's the 0-1. That's inside, but on the black for a strike. It's 0-2. I watched the Cosmos documentary as a kid. Loved it. I need to watch that documentary. I don't think I've seen it. Here's the 0-2 to Mayerly. He's ripped this into right center. That is a base hit. Oh, and it's an error on the outfielder. So Mayerly gets to second. It's going to go down as a single and an E8. George Bird gets credited with the error. And that error will give Mayerly an extra base. Because hell is real. Such a great name for a derby, by the way. All kinds of DVDs I wanted. Oh, nice. That's awesome, actually, Bobby. That brings up Gat Stiers, the right fielder. Runner on second, 2 down. First pitch to Stiers. He swung on and missed on a pitch way outside the zone. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to second. And it's another error. It's an error on the second baseman. That's Russ Barnes. And Stiers is aboard on an E4. Levy Mayerly goes to third. When it comes, such a massive nerd when it comes to history and stuff. Nice. Columbus Crew have been your MLS team since the beginning of the league because that's where you grew up, and that is totally fair. I actually have a soft spot for the Crew. I like them. Somebody wrote an article, some North American journalist wrote an article about the MLS yesterday and was like, it's a good thing that the league's coveted parity is melting away. And I'm like, the fuck it's not. Like, that's what makes the league so goddamn fun. And I was like, the whole point of that is that teams like Columbus are going to be able to compete because Columbus's stadium is really small. The city's really small. If you take away the parity, they'll never win another MLS Cup. I knew DC United due to Freddie Adu, one of my favorite American players. I like Brian McBride too. Brian McBride's one of my favorites, I will say. The goal he scored against Portugal when we beat them 3-1 or 3-2, I think, at the O2 World Cup. Absolutely, Stuart. But if the league gets rid of the parity that it established, right? How is a club like Columbus going to compete against an LA or a New York or a Miami? You know, played for Fulham, right? He did play for Fulham. Here's the that'll bring up Mark King, the catcher. Runners on the corners, 2 down. First pitch to King, and he is going to take that on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded foul. It'll be 0-2 to King. Yeah, I know. Here's the 0-2. That's inside, 1-2. Imagine now that's my point, is that if they get rid of the parity, situations like that will come to this league. And I don't like that. Here's the 1-2. That's lined back up the middle, base hit. And Chicago's taking the lead. RBI single for Mark King. And the back-to-back errors does prove costly. Chicago's got a 1-0 lead. Charlie Hodes settles in, center fielder. 2 on, 2 out. First pitch to him. And that is taken for a strike. It's 0-1. The ambient, I got to turn that up too, by the way. Let's put that at, or is that music volume? Let's do music volume 150. Ambient volume 150. Here's the pitch. That's ripped into left. And that is a base hit. And the bases are loaded in the bottom of the first. Pitcher Cherokee Fisher will step in. First pitch to Fisher. And he's popped this high and into foul territory to land foul. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I gave it an 8.0. That's 4 stars. You gave it an 8.8. That's 4 stars. So, yeah. Here's the 0-1. That's high. Ball 1. There's the 1-1. Inside. 2-1 now. The 2-1 pitch. Grounded to the backstop. It'll be 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Popped up and playable. Left fielder's there. He makes the grab, and they get out of the inning with limited damage. 1 run on 3 hits, and they left the bases loaded. We go top second here in Chicago. The White Stockings hold on to a 1-0 lead. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 spots. Due up. Doug Allison, the catcher, will be the first man in. New inning means it's time for a brand new sponsor. Bobby FCG Mass is a beloved member of our Football Manager community and Clans Darts community. Last started streaming again and been playing through Saints Row 2. Also plays the Division 2. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Bobby FCG Mast will sponsor tonight's second inning. What I've been up to, working today. I had a 10.5-hour shift today. Go on. Right, here's the first pitch to Doug Allison. Love that shout out. Thank you so much. Check swing. They're gonna look at first base. The umpire there says he did not go, and the ball was outside, so it's 1-0. Maybe a little bit junk. Well, hey, it's Friday night, man. Here's the 1-0. That is on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. 1-1. FedEx has my birthday. Oh, nice. Did you have to pay a tariff? Here's the 1-1. Grounded over to third. Throw over to first, and it's a bad error. It's a bad error. No, 10.5-hour shift. Not even a 10-hour shift. It is a bad error. Waterman getting credited with the error. So E5 on this one. And Allison is aboard on an E5, and he goes to second base. I know, and that's the fucking thing. They're like, well, the thing that agitates me the most about that, right, is that the concept of them, which has already been proven 100+ years ago that they don't work, but the concept of them is that, well, it's to encourage manufacturing here. Motherfucker, Sunderland doesn't even exist here. They're a British club. And they make their kits in England. Why? Because they're an English club. Like, the club distributes them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's literally impossible for them to be made here. Stupid fucking shit. Anyway, I'm mad because I've had to pay tariffs the whole fucking. I've had so many things get flagged for it. I had to pay one while I was in Italy. Here's the first pitch to Joe Start. He's ripped this into right. That's going to get down for a base hit. And Allison will be held at third, but Start's got a single. And it's runners on the corners with nobody out. George Bird settles in. Big opportunity for Bird. Here's the first pitch. That's inside. Ball one. The 1-0 pitch is right down to no. That's inside. Ball two. I thought that was over the plate. Doom. How did you like the movie, by the way, Doom? How did you like the movie? I love that movie. With this, yeah, you know what? You and me both, Stuart. You and me both. You and me both. But yeah, that's probably where we'll both leave it for tonight, at least, right? But you and I are probably we're 100% aligned ourselves on that, but not, with the state, a whole different story. Very funny, very silly. It is really silly, guys. Ever Impending Sense of Doom watched Airplane for the very first time today, and I was like, oh, it's what a banger of a movie. Right, here's the 2-0. That's high, 3-0. There's just so many little tiny quirks. There's so many little tiny quirks that I love that are so they're like sub punchlines. Like when he goes smoking or non-smoking, and he goes smoking, and she hands him a ticket that's literally smoking. Or when at the very beginning, when you're watching the taxis pull up and the people unload their stuff to go into the airport, and the two announcement operators are fighting no, Linda, the white zone is for loading and unloading only. And then Linda's like, don't you start this stuff with the white zone again there, Bob. And it's just there's so many subtle things like that. And it's it's just great. It's just great. Zegon's still listening to Roxanne. Roger over? Huh? Yeah. It's just a funny movie. It's just a really funny movie. Here's the 3-0. That's right down broad for a called strike. It's 3-1. We've got clearance. Clarence. Yeah. Don't start your wife some shit again. Yeah. The actor's performing two PA voices in the drop-off area where I believe a married couple. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen the video of those two dudes singing Roxanne? I have not. You are free to link it, but if you do, it has to be the full URL. No hyperlinks, no shortened URLs, please. Right, here's the 3-1. That's lined into right, base hit. And Rockford's going to tie this game. RBI single for George Bird. Going to second will be Start, and scoring on the play is Doug Allison. Yes, you do, and may the Schwartz be with you. Nice. That's going to bring up George Wright, the shortstop. Here's the first pitch to him. That is lined into center, base hit. Being held at third will be Joe Start. Bird goes to second. George Wright has got himself a single, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Where are you watching and sharing it with us? You can post it here in this chat, or you can post it in the Discord under music. The rule's the same there as it is here. It's you can post it. It just has to be the full URL. It can't be you.tube. It has to be www.youtube.com/. It has to be the full URL. Give me the ham moment. That's exactly what I've asked for. Very good. Well done. Oh, is it? Oh, this is Anime Cantret. We just listened to I literally just opened with their cover of Tom's Diner like 2 days ago. I know these guys. Yeah. I'm gonna give that a listen after the game. Right, it'll be Dick McBride settling in the pitcher. Bases loaded, still nobody out. Stupendous, nice. Yeah, the Tom's Diner cover is really good. That is low for a ball, 1-0. There's the 1-0 pitch. That is fouled off. It'll be 1-1. 1-1 pitch. That's high. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is ripped in the left. Base hit, and Dick McBride gives himself some help. An RBI single. Start scores. Bird is held at third. Wright goes to second, and Rockford take the lead. That's going to bring up Cap Anson. He grounded out his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Anson. Inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That's ripped into center, base hit. And it continues. It's an RBI single for Cap Anson. Scoring is Wright. I'm sorry, scoring is Bird. Wright goes to third. McBride gets to second. And Rockford have made it 3-1. George Hall will settle in. He flied out to third base his last time out. He popped out to third base his last time out. Here's the first pitch to him, and he's going to take that high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Grounded over to second. Over to first. They get him, but it is going to be an RBI ground out. So RBI 4-3. Going to second base is Anson. Going to third will be McBride, and Wright will come in to score, and it's 4-1 Rockford. Second and third now, 1 out for Ross Barnes. He walked his last plate appearance. Here's the first pitch to Barnes, and that's lined right at the first baseman. He's got it. Throw over to second, but the runner is back in time. And so it'll just be the 1 out. That brings up Lip Pike. He flied out to center his last at bat. First pitch to Pike. And he's going to take that for a strike. It's 0-1. I'm going to actually up the ambient sound for you guys as well, by the way. Just the crowd. Where are you? Crowd goes to 150. There you go. So you get a little bit of the crowd there too. Here's the 0-1. And that's taken for ball 1. This looks like it was high. Here's the 1-1. That's lined into center, base hit, and it's going to be more runs for Rockford. Lip Pike delivers with an RBI single. Going to third base will be Cap Anson. Dick McBride will score. And it's 5-1 Rockford. We've batted around the order here in the second inning. Doug Allison settles back in. He reached via an error previously in the inning. First pitch to Allison, and he's lined this into right. Is that going to stay fair? No. It goes foul, and it'll be 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Allison. He's fouled that, and it's 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Rounded back to the mound. The throw over to first is a bad throw. It's a second error. It's another error. And is that an error on the... It's an error on Fisher, Cherokee Fisher. So now he's aboard via an E1 as well. And Fisher, the pitcher, will get his first error of the afternoon. Both teams with 2 now. That brings up Joe Start. He singled to start the route here in the first, or in the second. That's grounded over the third. The throw over to first is in time, and the side is finally retired. 6 runs on 6 hits, and they leave 2 aboard. We go to, no, they leave 1 aboard. No, they leave 2 aboard. Sorry, they leave 2 aboard. We go to the bottom of the second. Rockford have taken a chokehold on this lead. It's 6-1 Forest Citys. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Does the spectrum not exist anymore? Like in Philadelphia? No, they tore it down. They tore it down a few years ago, like 5 or 6 years. They tore it down pre-COVID, I know that. But like right before COVID, like 2018, 2019. Yeah, the Comcast spectrum is gone, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Right, bottom second. Eight, 9, 1 spots due up for Chicago. Fred Waterman, the first man up. Disappointing. It was a great older. I know. Here's the first pitch to Waterman. I agree. And that's taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. That's 0-2. Even if my Pens always got their asses beat there. Yeah. So now it's just what I think it's called the... I think it's called the Comcast Center now, but it used to be, first it was known as the First Union Center, which people in Philly nicknamed the FU Center. And then Wachovia got the naming rights to it, so it was called the Wacko Center. And then Wachovia folded during the financial crisis, and it became the Comcast Spectacor, I think, or something like that, or Comcast Arena. You busy this weekend? Yes, I'm actually not live tomorrow because I'll be doing a lot just around here that I need to get done. We're doing some rearranging. I'm going to do a deep clean in this room. A lot of this stuff you see in the background, like the router and the book that I have and everything else on the table, that's going to move, and I'm going to have a surprise for you guys on Monday's stream. I'm going to have a surprise in the background on Monday's stream. And then what else? But yeah, I'm doing a lot this on Saturday, and then Sunday I'm streaming all day. Here's the O2. That's high, 1 and 2. I think Sunday we'll go live starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight, 2 p.m. British, 3 p.m. Central European. And then I'll be live for probably close to 12 hours again. Here's the 1-2. And that's lined foul down the third base side. Here's the 1-2. I actually probably will have that surprise for you on Sunday stream, not Monday stream. I'm going to have that surprise for you on Sunday stream as that's fouled off again. Here's the 1-2. Fouled into the seats again. We do it again at 1 and 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Line foul down the first base side this time. We'll do it again. Here's the 1-2. Grounded over to second. Throw 1 to first. That's in time. Sam Jackson will settle in. Second baseman. First pitch to Jackson. And that's grounded foul to be 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is lined high and deep into right field, and that is off the base of the wall. And Sam Jackson with the double, motherfucker. He's going to get into second base. And he's on second with 1 out. That'll bring up the top of the order, and George Betchel, he grounded out his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Betchel. That's high and away, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Grounded back up towards short. The throw 1 to first. That's in time for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Everett Mills. He flied out to center his last at bat. First pitch to Mills. Check swing. They're going to go. The appeal. He didn't go. And it's ball 1. Here's the 1-0. He's popped this up in foul territory. That's going to drift into the seats. It'll be 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. That's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Popped up in foul territory. First baseman's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 man left on base. We go top third here in Chicago. 6-1 Rockford. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 spots due up for the Rockford Forest Citys. George Bird will be the first man up. New ending means new sponsor. DM Stewart is an awesome speed running commentator who helps organize and commentate things like the Final Fantasy randomizers, specializing in Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 6. Give him a follow if you haven't already. He's been enjoying a nice playthrough of Slay the Spire 2 on his stream. DM Stewart is our sponsor for tonight's third inning. Right, Cherokee Fisher back on the mound. Here's the first pitch to Bird. And that's inside for a strike. It's 1-0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate away, 1-1. The even count pitch. On the inside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Grounded over to short. On to first, another bad throw. And George Bird is there on a E6. It'll be shortstop Levy Mayerly getting credited with the error, the third now for Chicago in as many innings. Runner on first, nobody out. George Wright settles in, throw to first. Runner's back in time. Wright had a single his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to him. He's going to take that for inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. Here's the 2-0. Rounded over to second. They go to second for the lead runner, back to first, and they got him at first base. I thought he was safe, but they got him both. Great double play. 4-6-3 double play. And they'll bring up pitcher Dick McBride. 2 out, nobody on. Here's the first pitch to McBride. Swung on and missed. That's all 1. The 0-1 pitch. That's on the inside part of the plate. And that's called a strike, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He's popped this up into left. Left fielder's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. The Forest Citys leading this one 6-1. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 spots due up for Chicago. Levy Mayerly will be the first man up. We are going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom third here in Chicago. The White Stockings trailing 6-1. Levy Mayerly will settle in. Facing Dick McBride. Mayerly had a single in the first inning in his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Mayerly. And that is going to be a... No, that's a ball. I'm sorry. I gave the single for a strike, but it was a ball. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's ripped right at the second baseman. He's got it. But what a shot. He barely had the time to react, but he puts his hands on it. I can't even say the glove on it. He puts his hands on it. And he's got the first out. That's going to bring up Gat Stiers. He reached via an error his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Stiers. And he's going to take that high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is a called strike at the knees. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Stiers. Off the plate away. 2-1 now. Here's the 2-1 to Stiers. And he has ripped this into center field. It's going to hang up there for the center fielder. He makes the play. And that'll be 2 down now here in the third. That brings up Mark King. He has a single and an RBI. First pitch to King. And he's going to take that for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High, ball 1. It'll be 1-1 now. The 1-1 pitch. High, ball 3. I'm sorry, ball 2. 2-1 now. The 2-1 pitch. And it's fouled off. It'll be 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3, and it's a full count now. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the payoff pitch to Mark King. And that's away, ball 4. And King has drawn himself a walk. That'll bring up Charlie Hodes. He singled his last at bat. 1 on, 2 out. First pitch to him. That's high, ball 1. Organist got going. The 1-1. Pop this up. And that will land foul. It's going to be 1-1 now. 1-1 pitch. Check swing. They ask him if he goes. He didn't go, says the umpire. And it's 2-1. 2-1 pitch now to Charlie Hodes. Swung on and missed. That's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. This is grounded over to short. They'll go to second for the force, and that is going to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base. We go top 4th here in Chicago. Rockford holding on to a 6-1 lead. New inning means time for a new sponsor. Swanky Pants is a football manager, Warzone, Fall Guys streamer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Awesome member of the FM community with a very good sense of humor. Swanky Pants 10 will sponsor tonight's 4th inning. First pitch is popped up into the seats, and that'll be 0-1. It is the 1, 2, 3 spots due up here. This is Cap Anson who settles in. Yes, Benny, love you, bro. Love you too, Swanky. That's 0-1. Here's the pitch, the 0-1 pitch to Anson. That is on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Anson. He's swung on. That's right at the third baseman, and he's got it. Minimal steps for the third base. It was hit pretty well, but he's got his hands on it, and it'll be the first out of this fourth inning. That'll bring up George Hall. He is 0 for 2 with an RBI. First pitch to Hall. That is off the plate away. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He swung. That's going into left field. Is it going to stay fair? No. It fouled into the corner. We'll do it again. 1-1 now. 1-1 pitch. That's back into the screens. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. It's just popped up, and it goes into the seats. The 1-2 pitch. High, ball 2. And it's now 2-2. Here's the pitch. That's lined into left. Is that going to stay fair? It is. It's a fair ball. And that's going to be extra bases. Anson slides into second, and he is in there. I'm sorry, that's George Hall, not Anson. But Hall has got himself a double. That brings up Ross Barnes. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Runner on second, 1 out. First pitch to Barnes, and he's grounded that over to third. Throw on to first is a bad throw. What is going on in Chicago? That is an E5, so Barnes gets aboard on an E5, an error by the third baseman. He goes to second on the error, and Hall will jump to third. Third baseman Fred Waterman getting his second error of the afternoon. It's the fourth error for Chicago in this game and in as many innings. Second and third, 1 out for Lip Pike. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. First pitch to him. Off the plate away, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. And that's in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Love your community though, Benny. Glad to be taken in. Been loving the chats we've been having. Didn't even remember how I got here. I don't know how you got here either, actually. It might be a clan raid. It might have been a clan raid. Here's the 1-1. He's taking that inside, ball 2. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. By the way, gang, if you're interested. Oh, I just knocked my trash can over. Oh, that's disgusting. The tea bag came out of it too. Fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck me. I had my leg up and I put it down on the edge of the trash can. And the fucking thing went haywire. BRB. Sorry, I went to go wash my hands real quick because I had to deal with all that nasty stuff in there. Right. If you guys are interested, this is the 1776 kit from Philadelphia. We are doing a giveaway for this kit. Any size, any player name on the back that's currently on the Union roster, or you can have it blank if you want it blank. Full details are pinned in the announcement section in Discord. You have to be a member of the Discord no later than the 17th of March. And you have to be following this channel no later than the 17th of March. So that means that people who have been following this channel and have been in the Discord since prior to the 17th, they will be eligible to fill out the form all the way to the 31st. But if you're not in the Discord, you have 4 days to join the Discord if you want to win this jersey, the 1776 jersey. I will get it in any size and any player name and number on the roster on it of your choosing. If you like it, and I love it, full details are on the pinned announcements. It's pinned. It's the pinned post in the announcement section of our Discord. Matthew, what's good, Matthew? Matthew, the Oilers suck, bro. Right, here's the 2-1 pitch to Lip Pike. They got rocked. That swung on a miss. That's 2-2. The Oilers don't suck, bro. We got rocked, what, 7-2 the other night? Here's the 2-2. They just can't decide if they want to play hockey. See? Yeah. Here's the 2-2. And that's high. 3-2. And here's the pitch to Pike. He's popped it up. And third baseman comes in for it. He makes the grab. That'll be his second out of the inning. See? 1-0. You know what? Fair enough. That'll bring up Doug Allison. He's reached twice via an error. Here's the first pitch. That's inside. Ball 1. No, it's in there for a strike. I beg your pardon. It's 1-0. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's high and away. 1-1. Second and third. 2 down. Here's the pitch. Inside. Ball 2. 2-2 pitch. Swung on him, or 2-1 pitch. Swung on him, missed. It's 2-2. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Grounded over to third. And he doesn't make the play. He cannot make the play. He cannot get it over to first base in time. And Doug Allison has an RBI infield single. Going to third is Ross Barnes. Coming home to score is George Hall. It's 7-1 Rockford. This will bring up Joe Start. He's 1 for 2. First pitch to Start. And that is taken for a ball, 1-0. Yesterday we got blown out of the water. Yes, but also on Tuesday we beat the best team in hockey, the Avs, while having a good defensive outing. That is true. Yeah, I did see that, actually. I don't think we're going to win the Stanley Cup, though, bro. And if it's one thing I want to win the fucking Stanley Cup. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate away, 2-0. Oilers are just bipolar. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that is in there for a called strike. It's 2-1. They just don't have. How's Yachty doing in net? Here's the 2-1, and that is called strike 2. It's 2-2. This is not our year, but hopefully with the cap increases, we can find a good tendy. I know a goal. Yeah, I know, but That says everything. Here's the 2-2. And that is off the plate, 3-2. Oh, that's 741 save percentage in a game. That's abysmal. Here's the payoff pitch. That's fouled off. We're going to do it again. Two on, two out. Full count, payoff pitch. This is lined into left. Is it going to get down? It does. And Joe Start's got an RBI. Coming in to score is Ross Barnes. Going to second is Doug Allison. And Rockford have made it 8-1. That'll bring up George Bird. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. First pitch to Bird. And that's going to be a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Bird, he's fouled that off. No, he didn't foul it off. It hit off the glove. It's a passed ball, and coming in to score is, Allison went to third. Coming in to score is Doug Allison. Going to second is Joe Starr, and it is 9-1 Rockford. I thought Allison went to second last play. He went to third. Here's the 0-2 to George Bird. He's lined that right at the second baseman. He's got it, and the side is retired. 3 runs on 3 hits, and they leave 1 aboard. We go bottom 4th here in Chicago, Illinois. The Forest Citys with a 9-1 advantage. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. I think the funny thing is, Matthew, if the Blues score next, we could just be like, see, bipolar, because man, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks to be a fan of an inconsistent team. Bottom 4th here. It's the 7, 8, 9 spots due up for Chicago. Cherokee Fisher is the first man up. I didn't write you down the viewership list, by the way. Let me do that now. But I hope you've been well, dude. I've been mostly good. Paying off the Italy trip now. The highs are so high, but the lows are so low. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, my focus, I feel big because I want to support the community here on Twitch a little bit more. But I think over the course of the next 3 to 4 months, I'm going to let all of my subs run out. Just so I can take some months to like pay down the Italy debt that I incurred, you know what I mean, from going away. And I need to create some space for me so that when the LA tickets go available, I can actually get them. But aside from that small scenario, which I know is like first world problem, I'm doing really well, man. I was looking at my car. I've had my car for 22 months now, right? So almost 2 years, and I've got a third of it paid off. And I'm like, yes. I took out a 6-year loan. I'm trying to get it paid off within 6 years. Right now, the loan is set to finish on June 2030. And I'm on course to pay it off by April of 2028. I think it's fantastic. So I'm trying to do what I can to just shed as much debt as I can. So having a car payment fucking sucks. Because when I had my Ford, I didn't have a car payment for fucking 2 years. And that was amazing. That was the best 2 years. Because the second year of that 2 years, I had no debt. I had finished paying my student loans. I'd finished paying my car. I didn't have any credit card debt. My PayPal was completely at zero. So I'm trying to shed debt too. Yeah, 2023 and 2024 I was debt free for the most part. No, I'm sorry. 2023 I was debt free, and yeah, it was. Oh my God, was it nice? Right. Here's the first pitch to Cherokee Fisher. And he's going to take that high, ball one. Here's the 1-0. And that's grounded over to third. Throw one to first is a bad throw. And Fisher's aboard via an E5. It'll be third baseman Cap Anson credited with the error. It'll be the third error for Rockford. And it's the leadoff runner for Chicago aboard. That'll bring up Fred Waterman, third baseman. 0 for 1. Here's the pitch to him. He grounded out his last at bat. And that is going to be popped up into right. Is that going to stay fair? It's called a fair ball. It's a fair ball. And it's a double for Waterman. And that means it's second and third, nobody out. Yeah, my goal this year is between all three mediums, of which I have debt, PayPal, credit card, car. I'm trying to get the net amount down below 10,000. If I can do that, fucking fantastic. Here is Sam Jackson, the second baseman. He doubled his last at bat. Swung on a miss on the first pitch here. It's 0-1. But other than that, I'm doing great, man. Here's the 0-1. And that is off the plate away. 1-1. I have so many different games I'm playing on Twitch now. Like, I think I found my kind of groove, like, with Twitch. Because 2024, all I wanted to do was stream Football Manager, and that's what I streamed a lot. And that was fun, but I got really, like, burnt out from streaming, like, 5-6 days a week because it was just Football Manager all the time. And now that I do, like, Football Manager and Action Time in it, and Out of the Park, and Dead or Alive, and something else, and I have, like, 5, 6, 7 different games. It's really like refreshing. Like streaming 6 to 7 days a week doesn't feel like a grind as much because it's a fresh experience every night, which is what I really, really have come to like about it. So I've definitely found my groove with Twitch, which I really enjoy. But other than that, yeah, life's great. I actually I reached out to an emote artist too. I'm waiting for them to get back to me because I might have new emotes hitting the channel. It's gonna be a good time. 2026 is gonna be a good time. Here's the what it already has been. Here's the 1-1, and that is gonna get by the catcher. Coming in from third to score is Cherokee Fisher. Going to third will be Waterman, and it's 9-2. Yeah, I can tell you are a little burnt out from FM between the CLG save and TLS. You were grinding. Yeah. And the CLG save, I love the CLG save, don't get me wrong. But being in the English pyramid season after season after season after season after season is enough to put your head through a wall. It's awful. And the TLS is great because it's a brand new experience. Like I go to Iceland, I'm in Iceland for a few years. I was in Canada for 3 years. I was in Korea for 7, but it always felt like each league has been so vastly different. It's felt like a new challenge every time. It doesn't feel like the same save. But also because I was doing all this other games that I get to play, it's kind of cool. You know, I really enjoyed those other games. So, I mean, I was playing them offline anyway, while I was commentating CS, while I was playing at CLGFC. You know, like offline, I was playing those games anyway. So, the fact that I just finally said fuck it and I brought those games to Twitch, I really was like a liberating feeling. Here's the 2-1, and that is taken for a called strike, and it's 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is lined into right, and that's going to be a base hit. And Sam Jackson's got an RBI, and this one is going to be 9-3. George Betchel will settle in. He's 0 for 2. Runner on first, nobody out. First pitch to Betchel, and he's going to take that for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Grounded over to second. On to second for 1. Over to first. They got the double play. 4-6-3. Double play. I think that's the other thing, too, is I don't know if you guys know this or not. When I was a kid, story time, by the way. When I was a kid, okay, I was a little munchkin. I used to do this shit in my room. Before Twitch and Justin TV even existed, I used to do this shit in my room. I used to sit there with a controller playing NHL, 2K6, 2K7, NHL 99, and just commentate the games as I was playing them with a controller in hand. So, to me, this is all natural. That's why you're the GOAT, though? No. But, like, to me, that's why all that prac. I do feel like when I picked up CS commentary, it definitely helped me adjust very quickly, you know, to Counter-Strike. But I've always loved, like, traditional sports, and so to play games and commentate them and be able to stream them and have an audience that appreciates them, it's like the perfect just collection of everything that I wanted or I dreamed of when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's really cool. Here's the it'll be Everett Mills settling in. He's 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Mills. And that is lined foul down the first base side, 0-1. Do I ever miss commentating CS, or are you happy that you moved on from that part of your life? I'm very happy I moved on from CS. I miss doing live events sometimes, and I miss doing live events with a co-commentator and like the production aspect of it. I miss that, but I don't miss the game Counter-Strike. I miss the community that's Counter-Strike, but I don't miss the scene that's Counter-Strike. I don't miss the backdoor politics in Counter-Strike. That shit's extremely nasty. You talk to any commentator, like you talk to Vincent, and you get to know him well enough, or you talk to Parks and you get to know him well enough. Although what Parks is doing for the women's CS scene is fucking fantastic. I'm blown away by that. But you talk to like people that have been in the scene and have started to work with ESL and DreamHack and the backdoor politics that goes on at that company, and it's like, yeah, no, no. You know what I mean? So I'm glad I got out, because I couldn't stand that aspect. And I couldn't stand getting undercut when I did do regular games, like regular ESEA advanced games. I remember back in 2020, 2021 when I was doing them. In 2019 when I first started and getting undercut all the time, I don't miss that. You still do some tournaments with like, yes, that's true, very much true. So, and that's the game that I enjoy. I actually miss doing my bot tournament, Unreal tournament, believe it or not. I was looking at clips the other day, and I had my bot tournament come up, like a clip from the bot tournament account, and I'm like, fuck, I missed that tournament. So I'm trying to fix it on this old laptop, and if it works, then you're gonna see the bot tournament come back. Gonna head off. Have a great one. Have a good stream. Thank you very much, Swaggy. Thank you for being here, bro. Get a great night's sleep. Here's the 0-1. And that is popped up in the air right behind second base. Shortstop's there. He's got it. And that is going to retire the side. 2 runs on 2 hits. And they leave one aboard. They left them empty. We go to the top of the 5th. And it is a 9-3 ball game. 8-9-1 spots due up for Rockford. George Wright will settle in first. He's 1 for 2. Right, big shout out to Jams, who made his streaming return today. He's an FM26 streamer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The ever so excellent Jams will sponsor tonight's 5th inning. OTP 27 looks polished. I know, bro. I know. It looks really good. George Wright settling in. It'll be Cherokee Fisher resuming his mound duties. Yeah, it does look really polished, doesn't it? I like it a lot. Yeah. There's some I've noticed a little bit that needs to be like polished a little further, but still, loving it, loving it. Here's the first pitch too. George Wright. Check swing. They're going to ask first base. He did not go, and that's outside, ball 1. But yeah. I have some other stuff, Matthew, that I do that is, I understand this. I'm going to explain something to you guys that I've never, ever talked about before on stream. And it might be odd to you guys, but it was a way before I was a commentator, how I passed the time. And what I used to do is I used to run offline tournaments in games like Dead or Alive, because I'm a big Dead or Alive fighting game fan. So what I would do is I would take Dead or Alive and I would play it windowed mode like I'm playing out of the park, but instead of OBS being on the right hand side, it would be a dice roller. And I would take the dice roller, the Brock Jones dice roller webpage, and I would just roll a 1d6, and it would give me like 20 to 30 results. And what I would do is I would let the game randomly choose characters and the stage, and then the dice rolls equated to how many times each character got an attack in and in what order they attacked. and I would simulate fights that way. And I ran a whole tournament based on that. And I never commentated that because it would be pretty boring to watch. As that actually hit the 1 key, so we play. That's a fair ball, and that's going to be grounded over and stepped on first. That's going to be the first out. And that's what I did. So before I became an esports commentator, we're talking, I ran these tournaments like 2014 to 2019. And I never finished them. I actually still have the tournament pages open if you guys want to look at them. I can show you an example of what I'm talking about, actually. I'm an odd bird. I'm a very odd bird. And this is going to prove it to you. Oh, come on. Oh, fuck. Where's my password? Ah, I've lost my... All right, hold on. Apparently, I lost my tournament password. Hang tight. Hang tight. Holy shit. I am so sick of getting emails from things I've unsubscribed to or marked as spam. Show save passwords. That's not it. Can I just use, like... Right? All right. Password generator. Hold on. I've only just seen because I'm a weirdo up at 2 a.m. So, and you would commentate it? I would not. I wouldn't say I would commentate it, but hold on. I'm saying I wouldn't commentate. Like I never did commentate it. Hold on. Fuck. But I used to do this kind of stuff where I would run them offline. I didn't commentate it, but I would run them offline. Like take a look at this. There you go. So that's the public tournament page. And I would set those matches up. And as you go into each match, by the way, like if you click on a result, it'll show you the result of the game. And it'll show you like the stages we played on, and it'll show you like it's supposed to show you the character that we picked or the character the game picked in each matchup. But stuff like that, I used to run stuff like that way back in the day. That I just probably opened a tab way off in the void somewhere I didn't need to open. I did. Yep, I did. There we go. I don't think that's weird. Just shows you're passionate. I appreciate that. But yeah, I used to do that kind of stuff. And you know what? You want to know the stupid funny thing about that, by the way? You want to know what's absolutely hilarious? So that's called the Premier League. I have a Division 2 and a Division 3 tournament, and they promote and relegate. I actually have a Division 2 and a Division 3 league. Same game, same style, same everything. And they promote and relegate. So I told myself, one of these days I'm going to go back and start completing that tournament. Because I got very far into that tournament. But yeah, I used to do that kind of stuff before I was a commentator. So that's why when Kathy reached out to me and was like, "Oh, when I first started dabbling in CS in like 2015, and then I found Kathy, Starry Bun, who's now a Valorant player. She was a CS player at the time, and she was like, "Oh, well, you can commentate CS for free. Here's the first pitch from Cherokee Fisher. That's going to be lined over to third. Throw on to first. That's in time. Second out of the inning." And so I was like, wait a minute. There's leagues, and you could just pick up the VOD for free? Artie Rose, thank you very much. I hope I said that correctly. 5'9". Thank you for the follow. So yeah, that's why it kind of made sense to start picking up CS commentary, because it was like I was already running an esports league on the side, even though it was simulated and it was fake. I was running it on the side prior to even getting into CS. And then when CS came along and it was just like, oh, it's just like DOA, but it's full time and it's real, I jumped on it. You know what I mean? This is Cap Anson. He's going to take the first pitch outside for a ball. Yep, you're welcome. Welcome in. Welcome to 1871. 5-11 Rockford, 2 games back of the National League lead, playing the National League leaders right now. 8-6 Chicago. In Chicago. Anson, by the way, 1 for 3 today with an RBI. Here's the 1-0. And that is popped up. Drifting down the first base side. First baseman's there. He's got it. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no men left on base. We go bottom 5th here in Chicago. It's 9-3 Rockford. We're going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom 5th here in Chicago. Forest Citys with a 9-3 lead. Artie Rose, it says you're first time chatting here, so welcome in. We do everything here. Football Manager is actually the main game, but I would say Out of the Park is number 2. We play some gotchas like Action Timing and Squad, Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. We play the F1 Racing Series from time to time. From time to time, we'll play some real-time strategy games or grand strategy games like Hearts of Iron or, like Rise of Nations or Hearts of Iron 4. Sometimes we play like an anime golf game called Pangya, which I need to make a note to put that back on the schedule. We play it all. Welcome in. It's the 3, 4, 5 spots due up for Chicago. Levy Mayerly will be the first man up. 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Mayerly here. And that is going to be for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Off the plate away, 1-1. Very rare but occasional game with friends, i.e. Peak. That's true. I was actually supposed to fucking play Peak tonight with Crack. But the time difference, I was supposed to go live with him at like 5:40. and then we lost power yesterday for 3 hours. So instead of starting my work at 8 a.m., I started at 7:30, and instead of ending at 4:30, I ended at 6, at 6:45 tonight. So I was like, "There's no way I'm going to ask." He's actually still live, which I feel bad because it means we could have peaked. But I didn't. My mindset yesterday when I canceled on him was that, like, dude, I'm not going to go live till 7 o'clock, and that's 11 p.m. his time. And I was like, I don't want to keep him up. You know what I mean? So, sounds good. I'm an OOTP guy. We definitely have that. If you're interested, by the way, and this is not just a self-plug. I mean, I know it's my own channel, but I actually put the VODs of this entire 1871 season up on the YouTube. So if you actually are interested in going back and seeing where we've come from, the YouTube has the whole season so far. This is the 2nd of July in 1871. So we just crossed the halfway mark. Here's the 1-1 pitch, by the way. Swung on a miss. That's going to be 1-2. I do not have drops, though. I am not a affiliate of Out of the Park Baseball. Is this a... Yeah. 1871 was the first year of professional baseball in the United States. These are the real players and the real teams. Granted, not all the real players are on the same teams, but these are the real players and the real teams from the 1871 season. No. These are the real teams from 1871. Here's the 1-2. I know. And that's lined right at the first baseman. He's got it for the out. So Out of the Park lets you go back to the very first year of professional baseball in the United States, 1871. This is pre-Major League Baseball. The National Professional Baseball Players Association actually had a league that existed. I think it started back in 1854, but it was amateur. And in 1871, in 1871, it turned professional. So this is the first year the league is actually professional. You actually just started with Twitch, so don't even know what drops are. So there are Out of the Park streamers who are affiliated with Out of the Park. They're like affiliates of Out of the Park, right? OOTP Development's own channel will give you drops. There's literally a channel called OOTP Developments. I'm sure you know that one, right? It's the game's main channel. But there are streamers who are partnered or affiliates with Out of the Park Developments. Sean Curtis 430 is one of them. Max LP 80 is one of them. Dr. Dynastic are one of them. FKN Commish LB is another one. And what drops are is if you watch those channels every few minutes, like 15 to 30 minutes, that you watch one of the affiliated channels with OTP, they will give you a free code that you can redeem in Out of the Park, and it will give you a free booster pack for your perfect team. And that's what the drops are. The name for them is called drops. That's like the Twitch name for them, but they're actually like codes that you can redeem in the game that let you open a free pack of perfect team cards. Sounds interesting, yeah. I mean, if you like perfect team, if you ever look, like, there's people that'll lurk in those streams just to farm drops. So these teams were the actual teams. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Again, not all the same players are on their historical teams. I made it so they drafted, so we didn't have like 1-for-1. But yeah, like Ross Barnes was a real player in 1871. Lip Pike played for. I think Lip Pike played for the Philadelphia Athletics back in 1871. So, yeah. Right, here's Gad Stiers settling in. He's 0-for-2. First pitch to Stiers. and that's off the plate away. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to Stiers, and that is in there on the inside corner for a called strike, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 to Stiers. Grounded back up to the mound. The throw over to first is not in time. He beats the throw. And Stiers has got an infield single. Very cool. Love the historic stuff in OOTP. Same here. I just made it. The only two things is that obviously not all the players are on their same historical teams. And I also made it so that the players who come into the league will have random development paths. So we're eventually going to get Babe Ruth and Shoeless Joe Jackson. We just don't know if Babe Ruth is going to be the Bronx Bomber or not. He could be a dud. He could be an average player. He could be a Hall of Famer. We don't know. That'll bring up Mark King, runner on first, one down. King 1 for 1 with a single and a walk and an RBI. First pitch to King. That's taken in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded over to short. And that is going to be an error. And that is a bobble from the shortstop. So in E6, Stiers goes to second. King's going to go to first. And that's George Wright making an error. It's the fourth for Rockford in this game. It'd be kind of cool for a period accurate stadium option. And Matthew, there are accurate stadiums. Like if you go back to the 70s and the 80s in Philadelphia, it's going to look like Veterans Stadium. But you got to remember, up until like the 20s, up until really the start of Major League Baseball in 1901, these guys were just playing in open fields. You know what I mean? So. Here's Charlie Hodes, 2-1, 1 out. Hodes 1 for 2 so far today. That's strike one. That's called strike one. Not every game, honestly, but yeah. Here's, if you think this is cool as well, they released a ice hockey variant of this, Matthew, called Franchise Hockey Manager. I have bought Franchise Hockey Manager. I have bought ice hockey scorebooks for Franchise Hockey Manager. We're going to be playing some Franchise Hockey Manager probably next week. And Franchise Hockey Manager starts in the 1906 NHL season. When, you say? When does he say? It's looking like. Let me hit the old copy. Oh my God, I will be here if you can. It is next Friday. Next Friday night. So next Friday we're going to be playing franchise hockey. We're going to have back-to-back hockey nights. Thursday night, the 19th will be our Thursday the 19th will be our alternative history save, alternative modern history, where the Atlanta Thrashers and the Phoenix Coyotes are still in the league, but there's modern, up-to-date rosters. And then Friday night will be our 1906 save. All right, here's the 0-1 to Charlie Hodes. He's lined that right back up the middle. That's right at the second baseman, though. He's got it. Or the shortstop, I beg your pardon. He's got it. Looked like it might squeak through the outfield. But that one is gloved down. It'll be 2 outs. All right, I'm off the pad. Have a good one. Take care, Bobby. Have a good one, bro. Right now, I have you literally for the next inning for the shout-out, dude. You're going to be in the 6th. So, but take care, my man. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. Cherokee Fisher will be the next man up. He's 0 for 2. That's inside. That's inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. That's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Off the plate away. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. That is off the plate away. 3-1. I wish they released the NHL games. Me too. But I got something cooking, Matthew. I got something. I have a modded ROM of NHL 2K6. So it's going to be NHL 2K6. Old school league format where there's 30 teams, 6 divisions, 5 teams each. So old school league format. No Seattle, no Vegas, no Winnipeg, no Utah, but we got Phoenix. Yeah, but we got Phoenix and Atlanta. And it's going to be the old overtime format as well. 1 10-minute 4-on-4, no shootout. So look forward to that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Here's the 3-1, and that's swung on a miss. 3-2. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. How did you do the layouts with the widgets like that? That is literally, this is the default in Out of the Park. So I can just come up here and do like, whoop, there it goes. Whoop, there it goes. Like, it's all default. I probably don't need actually like the lineup widgets like these things. That'll probably be a lot cleaner. I mean, I'm hiding one of the widgets anyway, but yeah. All that out there is default, as far as I know. I don't really change anything. I just change the sound. So it's new with OOTP 27. The lineup widgets were in 26 as well, but the way they're laid out might be a little bit different. Here's the full count pitch. That is rocketed into right, but that is drifting foul. That will land foul. I'm hoping they do so in our save as well, Matthew. But yeah, nice to be 2-0 up against the Blues. That's grounded over to first. Pitcher's over there. Oh, no! Is that a bad? He throws to and McBride can't break. It is an error on McBride. So an E1 allows Fisher to go to second. Mark King will go to third. Coming in to score is Gat Stiers. And it is 9-4. Fred Waterman will come in now. He's 1 for 2 with a double. First pitch to Waterman. And that's a called strike right down broad. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That looks high, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing. They're going to ask him. And he didn't go. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. That's grounded over to first. Stepping on the bag himself will be Joe Start, and the side is retired. 1 run on 1 hit, and they left 2 aboard. We go to the top of the 6th. 9-4 Rockford. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 spots due up for Rockford. George Hall will be the first man up. A lot of errors in this era? Yeah. I think the most I've had is like 15 in one game. Combined, 15 in one game. Right. Bobby FCG Mast is a beloved member of the Football Manager community. Recently started streaming again. He's been going through oh, you know what? I have already shouted him out in the second. I wrote his name down twice. My bad. Let me grab another shout out here in 2 minutes. We'll have a sponsor for the 6th inning. I didn't realize I shouted him out already. I'm sorry, not the second. He was the first. He was the sponsor for the first. Jesus. Right, George Hall, left fielder, due up. The dead balls were hard to hit and hard to catch. We haven't even got to the dead ball area yet. That's the crazy thing. Cherokee Fisher still on the mound. First pitch to George Hall. And that's taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's popped up. All right, I got a bounce, Benny. Aussie Rules Footy is starting for the day. Nice. Who's your team? Kadava. We went over this before, and I can't remember, but good luck to your team, man. Unless they're playing Gold Coast, then no. That one's going to be fouled, though. Port Adelaide, we don't play till tomorrow. Fair enough. Enjoy the footy. Aussie Rules is a good sport. I actually had I actually bought the international pass the 1 year off the website. It was like $50 for the whole season, the 1 year, and I bought the Aussie Football Rules pass off the AFL website and just watched all the Aussie football that year. This was back in like 2013, maybe 2012. Right, let me do the proper shout out. The mad scientist is a phenomenal individual. He is a very amazing Danish football manager streamer, but he is also the creator of the retro databases in Football Manager. If you like this stuff with Out of the Park, it's not baked into the base Football Manager game. That man makes the databases, the retro databases for Football Manager. He is an absolute incredible human being. Give him a follow if you're not already. Big Parma fan as well. The Mad Scientist FM will sponsor tonight's 6th inning. Oh, 2 to count. Here's Cherokee Fisher. He's fouled, and the pitch to George Hall has been fouled off. It'll stay 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Off the plate away, 1-2. The 1-2. Grounded foul down the first base side. It'll be 1-2 still. The 1-2 pitch. That's high, ball 2. The 2-2. Inside, ball 3. And the count is full. The payoff pitch to George Hall. Ball 4, and Hall is walked to start off the inning. It's going to bring up Ross Barnes. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch to Barnes. He's going to take that for a call. That's outside for a ball. Beg your pardon. And it's 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. It'll be 1-1. The 1-1. Outside. 2-1 now. 2-1 pitch. Grounded over to second. On to second for 1. On to first. In time, they turn the double play. 4-6-3. Double play. And that'll clear the bases for Lip Pike. Right fielder, he's 1 for 3 with an RBI. First pitch to Pike. Swung on and missed. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's outside for a ball. 1-1 now. The 1-1 pitch. He's behind on that one. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That is absolutely ripped into right field. That is going to be off the warning track. It bounces in the warning track, and Pike is going to go to third base. The slide, he's in there comfortably at third, and Lip Pike has got himself a triple. That brings up Doug Allison. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Allison is inside for a ball. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. He's behind on that one, 1-1. 1-1. Grounded over to short. The throw over to first is in time, and the side is retired. No runs on one hit. They leave one man left on base. We go bottom sixth here in Chicago, and Rockford hold on to a 9-4 lead. It'll be the 9-1-2 spots due up for Chicago. Sam Jackson will be the first man up. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Right, bottom sixth here in Chicago, 9-4. Rockford with the lead. Sam Jackson settling in. First pitch to Jackson. That's grounded to the backstop. It'll be 0-1. Jackson is 2 for 2. Single and a double. RBI as well. 0-1 to Jackson, and he's ripped this into the seats. It'll be 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That's well inside, and it is 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And he has flied this into right center. That's going to drop. That's a base hit. And Jackson's aboard with a leadoff single here in the sixth. Runner on first, nobody out. George Betchel settles in. He's 0 for 3. He's behind that, 0-1. I'm just going to nudge that down a smidge, by the way. So that is on 150. I'm going to nudge. Ambient volume, I think, is... I'm going to nudge that down to 130. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to second, on to second for one, over to first, in time, and they got them both. It's another 4-6-3 double play. That is back-to-back 4-6-3 double plays that Betchel is now grounded out into. And that'll bring up Everett Mills. He's 0 for 3. First pitch to Mills. That's a called strike right down broad, and it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Grounded foul down the third base side. It'll be 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That's high, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 now. Grounded foul to the backstop. It'll remain 2-2. The 2-2. He's got good wood on that. That's going to go with the left field base hit. And Mills has got a base hit for the first time today. That brings up Levy Mayerly. He's 1 for 3. Runner on first, 2 down. First pitch to Mayerly. That's high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. High, ball 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's lined into, oh no, that's right at the third baseman. He's got it. And the side is retired. No runs on 2 hits. They leave 1 man left on base. We go top 7th in Chicago. Rockford still has got a 9-4 lead. New ending means it's time for a new sponsor. Ever impending sense of doom is an awesome football manager streamer, and he also streams some music. He's been picking up the guitar again, getting better. Follow him along his musical journey and also his football managing playthroughs, where he's got a save at Newcastle United. Ever impending sense of doom will sponsor tonight's 7th inning. It is the 6, 7, 8 spots for Rockford to lead this off. Joe Start, the first baseman, due up 2 for 3 for him. Here's the first pitch to Start. That's going to be taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That's high and away, ball 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's lined right towards the third baseman, but it goes by him and it lands foul. It'll be 1-2 now. 1-2 pitch. That's inside, ball 2. The 2-2. Off the plate away, 3-2, and now it's a full count. Here's the payoff pitch to Joe Start. And Start's line this in the left. That is going to drift foul. We'll do it again. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. 1 away. That'll bring up George Bird. He's 1 for 3 so far today. No, that's not going to bring up George. Well, that is going to bring up George Bird, but we have a pitching change on the mound. It'll be Nate Birkenstock who takes over. So substitution on the mound, Nate Birkenstock. And that'll be the end of the night for Cherokee Fisher, who goes 6 1/3. First pitch from Birkenstock. It's grounded foul. It'll be 0-1. Here's the 0-1 from Birkenstock. That's fouled off down the third base side. Now it'll be 0-2. 0-2 pitch from Birkenstock. Inside 1-2. The 1-2. That's outside 2-2. 2-2 pitch is popped up, but it's going to go into the seats. It will remain 2-2 now. A 2-2 pitch. High ball 3. The 3-2 is ripped into left center field. Center fielder coming over. He's going to cut it off, but it is going to be a base hit. And Bird's aboard. We're about to say hello and good night. Hello and good night, Heindo. And that's a good thing you did, because I don't have a sponsor for the 9th inning, so congratulations. You're now the 9th inning sponsor. I'll give you your shout out then. Have a great night's sleep, brother. Don't let me hold you. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. George Wright settles in. He's 1 for 3. First pitch, that is off the plate away. 1-0, or no, that's on the outside part of the corner. 0-1. Why am I always the 9th inning? God damn it! Because you get here so fucking late. God damn it. Speak soon, brother. Absolutely, bro. Good night, man. Here's the 0-1. Throw over to first. Runners back in time. There's never an expectation you can show up, man. I'm grateful you did. Why has Birkenstock got 15 pitches already? Did I miss something? Here's the first pitch. That's grounded over to back to the mound. Throw over to second. Did they get him? No. The throw is wild, and Birkenstock has got an error. And so it's an E1 for George Wright. He goes to first. Going to second is George Bird. And it's 2 on, 1 out. Here's the first pitch to McBride. He's going to take that right down broad. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Popped up just behind the mound. Second baseman comes in. He's got it. And that's the second out of the inning. Top of the order now, Camp Anson. He's 1 for 4. First pitch to him. That is inside, and it goes by the catcher. That is a wild pitch. And going to third is Bird. Going to second is George Wright. The 1-0. And it's high and away, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. That's strike 1. The 2-1. This is lined back in the center base hit, and it's runs. RBI single for Cap Anson. Going home is George Bird. George Wright gets the third, and it's 10-4 Rockford. George Hall settles in. He is 1 for 3. First pitch to Hall. He's behind it 0-1. I'll look away for 2 minutes, and the Oilers are in over. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here's the 0-1. See, bipolar. That's popped up. Shortstop's under it. He's got it, and the side is retired. 1 run on 1 hit, and they leave 2 men on base. We go to the bottom 7th here in Chicago, and it's 10-4. I just want to see real quick before we go into 7th inning stretch. Where's box score? Oh, you know why? Because Fisher only did 7. Fisher I did not realize Birkenstock came in. I totally missed when Birkenstock came in then. So I had Cherokee Fisher going 8 1/3. Cherokee goes 8. I'm sorry, he goes 6 1/3. Cherokee just goes 6. I missed Birkenstock's initial substitution. Right. Bottom 7th here. It's time, as always, for a time-honored tradition. Please enjoy Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'll be back in 2 minutes' time. Well, you heard the man. Play ball is the call. Play ball we are going to do. Bottom 7th with Rockford on a 10-4 league. Big game, by the way. This is a massive game. And Dick McBride still back on the mound. It'll be 4, 5, 6 spots due up for Chicago. Gat Steyer's the first man up. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Steyer's. And he's going to take that on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Steyer's is behind that one. 0-2 now. Here's the 0-2. And that one's off the plate. 1-2. Yeah, I saw. Here's the 1-2. That's ball. That's high, ball 2. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, ball 3, and Steyer's has fought this back to a full count. Here's the payoff pitch. That is grounded. Oh, that's through. Base hit. And that's a big hit from Steyer's. The throw coming in. He is going to go to second base. And it's a leadoff double for Chicago in this inning. Mark King, next man up. He's 1 for 2. Why did we crumble in the third? Because we suck. Let me turn Vivaldi audio back off this scene so that when I let the actual ad break song play out, it doesn't play through this scene. Here's the first pitch to King, and that's going to be taken for a strike. Throw over to third, not in time. Gat Steyer's has stolen third base. Here's the 0-1. I need a drink. That's foul. 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That's high. 1-2 now. The 1-2. Check swing. They ask him. And third base umpire says he didn't go. 2-2 now. 2-2 to Mark King. He's grounded over to third. The throw 1 to first. That's in time. Charlie Hode's the next man in. He's 1 for 3. Runner 90 feet away, 1 out. Here's the first pitch to Hodes. He's behind on that one. It's 0-1. There's the 0-1 to Hodes, and he has ripped this high into left. It's playable. Left fielder's there. He makes the grab. And it is not deep enough for Stiers to tag up. Okay, I lurked. All right, Matthew, sounds good. That brings up Cherokee Fit. No, that brings up Nate Birkenstock. First pitch to Birkenstock. And he's lined this into left, and that's just going to go foul. There's the 0-1 to Birkenstock. And he's going to take that off the plate away. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And he's hit this in the left. But that also drifts foul. And we 1-2. One, two. Grounded over the second. The throw on to first is in time. And the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 man left on base. We go top 8th. 10-4, Rockford. It'll be the 3, 4, 5 spots due up for Rockford. Ross Barnes, the first man up. New ending means new sponsor. Kadava streamed F1 Manager 2024, but it was an alternative 2013 history with the Jordan Racing Team and Toyota still in. That save got corrupted, but give him a follow in case he picks up another one. Awesome streamer, proud Australian. Kadava is our sponsor for tonight's 8th inning. Birkenstock still on the mound. Here's the first pitch to Barnes. Check swing. He looks in there, and he didn't go. What's up, First Goal Series? Chicago White Stockings in the building. What's good, First Goal Series? How are you, bro? That's right. You're a Cubs fan, aren't you? Here's the 1-0. And that's high, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's fouled to the backstop. It'll be 2-1. All good, bro. WBC has been a great treat so far. Who won the Korea Dominican Republic game? Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. That's 2-2. 2-2 pitch. That's lined into right. That is going to be off the wall. And going in comfortably to second base is Ross Barnes. He's got himself a double. So Barnes on second, nobody out. That'll bring up Lip Pike. He is 2 for 4 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Pike. Check swing. They're going to ask. He didn't go. It's ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate. 2-0. The throw over to third. Not in time. And Barnes has stolen third. The 2-0. Off the plate away. 3-0. Popping in again to say goodnight as I fell asleep and off the bed. But cheers for the stream betting as always. Enjoy the rest of your stream at night. Thank you so much, Thomas. Have a great night's sleep, man. I'll talk to you soon. Here is the 3-0. That's a called strike right down the chute. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. That's grounded over to second. On to first. That's in time, but it's going to score the runner. RBI ground out for Lip Pike. That makes it 11-4. Nobody on, 1 out now for Doug Allison. He's 1 for 4 so far today. That's off the plate high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1, or it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High and away, 2-1. The 2-1. That's high, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Rounded foul down the third base side. It'll be full count now. Payoff pitch here to Doug Allison. Grounded over to third, and that is foul. Or over to first, sorry, and that's foul. We'll do it again. Here's the payoff pitch. That's grounded to the backstop. Here's the payoff pitch again. Grounded over to first. Pitcher comes over, he's got it. And that'll be the second out. That brings up Joe Start. He is 2 for 4 today. Nobody on, 2 out here. First pitch to Start. He's taking that for a called strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And he's fouled that back, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch to Joe Start. Fouled off again. There's the 0-2. Chop foul this time. We do it again. This one's fouled again. 0-2 to count. Check swing. They're going to ask. He did not go. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Off the plate away. 2-2. The 9th pitch of the at-bat. Here's the 2-2. And he's ripped this in the left. That's going to drift foul. Here's the 2-2 again. Fouled it again. The 2-2. Low, 3-2. The 3-2. And that's ball 4. That is a 12-pitch walk for Joe Start. That'll bring up George Bird. He's 2 for 4. First pitch to Bird. That's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That's going to get by the catcher. Runner goes to second. It's a wild pitch by Birkenstock. And now it's 1-1 to count. Here's the pitch. And that is outside, ball 2. Here's the 2-1. Ripped in the left, base hit. And that's an error as well on the outfielder. Oh, it's getting worse. It's an extra base on an error. Left fielder George Betchel getting credited with the error. And going to second on that play will be George Bird. Coming in to score is Joe Start. And it's 12-4 Rockford. Runner on second, 2 down. That brings up George Wright. He's 1 for 4 today. Birkenstock still on the mound. Here's the first pitch. And that is right down broad for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-1. Check swing. They're going to ask if he went. He did not go. And it is 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's lined foul right next to third base. 2-2 the count now. The 2-2. That's high, ball 3. Payoff pitch to George Wright. And he's walked him. That'll bring up Dick McBride. First and second, 2 out. First pitch. That is right down broad again. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And he's popped this up. That's going to go into the seats. 0-2 to count. Here's the pitch. That's high. Ball 1. 1-2. Fouled off. It stays 1-2. The 1-2. And that's going to get by. That's a ball. And that is going to be a wild pitch. Going to third base is Bird. Going to second is Wright. And now second and third, 2 outs for Dick McBride. Here's the 2-2. Inside, and that's a wild pitch. It's actually a passed ball. It came off the mask. And so going home is Bird. Going to third is Wright. It is 13-4. Here's the pitch. This is lined into right center. That is going to be a base hit. And Dick McBride has got himself an RBI single. Coming home to score will be George Wright. And it's now 14-4 for Rockford. And that is going to be the end of Nate Birkenstock. One and 2/3 innings for Birkenstock. And Bill Kelly will settle in. First pitch to Cap Anson, the top of the order. That's off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. He's going to take that high, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. That is right in there at the lettering, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That is lined into left, but that just lands foul. No, it's a fair ball. It's a fair ball. It was called fair. And Anson has got himself a single. Dick McBride goes to second. And we keep going. Here's George Hall. That's on the off the plate away, 1-0. Hall is 1 for 4 with a double and a walk. Here's the first 1-0 pitch. And he's lined this in the left, and that is going to land foul. Here's the 0-2. He's lined this into left center, and that's a base hit. That is a base hit. Anson goes to second. Stopping at third will be McBride, and the bases are loaded. We have batted around the order for a second time. Ross Barnes settles in. Barnes is 1 for 4. First pitch to Barnes. That is a wild pitch.
Safe.
And coming on the score is Dick McBride. Going to third base will be Cap Anson. George Hall goes to second. 15-4, Rockford. Here's the 1-0. He's behind on that one is Barnes. It'll be 1-1. The 1-1. That's called strike 2, and it's 1-2 now. The 1-2. Inside, 2-2. The 2-2. Rounded over to third. Throw over to first, and it's a bad throw. Waterman makes his third error of the game, and they cannot get out of the inning, Chicago. It's an E5. Barnes goes to first. Hall will go over to third. Anson's going to score. And it's 16-4 Rockford. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. First pitch now to Lip Pike. He's going to take that for a called strike. It's 0-1. Pike is 2 for 5 today. Here's the 0-1. That is right down broad. 0-2 now to Lip Pike. Here's the 0-2 to Pike. And that's ball 1 inside. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And he's lined this back up through this middle. It's a base hit for Lip Pike. Going to second is Barnes. Coming in to score will be George Hall. 17-4. Doug Allison settles in. He is 1 for 5 today. First pitch to Allison is off the plate. Is on the inside part of the plate. That's a called strike. 1-0. Here's the 0-1. That one is off the plate away. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, ball 3. Hitters count now, 3-1. Here's the pitch. He's popped this up. Is it going to be playable? No, it won't. It lands foul. Three-two pitch. Ball 4. And Allison has been walked. And that brings up Joe Start. Start is 2 for 4 today. First pitch to Start. And that is going to get by. Oh my God, it's just a nightmare inning. That's going to get by. That's a wild pitch. Coming in to score is Ross Barnes. Going to third is Lip Pike. Going to second is Doug Allison. 18-4. There's the 1-0. Grounded over to first. The first baseman's there. He finally steps on the bag. And the side is retired. 8 runs on 7 on 8 hits, and they left 2 aboard. We go to the bottom of the 8th. This game's effectively over. It's 18-4. 8, 9, 1 spots. 2 up for Chicago. Fred Waterman is expected to be the first man up. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom 8th here in Chicago, and they have let this one get away from them. 18-4 is the score. It was 10-4, but now 18-4. 8-9-1 spots due up. Fred Waterman, first man. Here's the first pitch to him. And he's going to take that inside for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 to Waterman. High and away, 2-0. The 2-0 to Fred Waterman. He's going to take that for a called strike right down broad. It'll be 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. 3-1 is the count after that pitch high and away. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's grounded foul. It will be 3-2 now. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded over to first. Pitcher's coming over there. He makes the grab. And Waterman is retired. That'll bring up Sam Jackson. He is 3 for 3 today. Jackson. First pitch to, no, it's Mincher. Why would you get rid of Jackson? That's off the plate, ball 1. This is Ed Mincher. Here's the 0-1. Fouled into the seats. It'll be 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled again. Stays 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Lined into left. That's going to drift foul. That is going to land foul. The 0-2. High and inside, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off the plate away, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Line back up the middle, base hit. And Mincher's got himself a single. Top of the lineup, George Betchel, 0 for 4. 1 on, 1 out. And here's the first pitch to Betchel, and he's going to take that for a called strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Well off the plate away, 1-1. 1-1 pitch. And Betchel's behind on that one, 1-2. The 1-2. Rounded foul. 1-2 pitch. Popped it up in shallow center. Shortstop's back there. He makes the grab. And Betchel is retired. That'll bring up Everett Mills. He's 1 for 4. Benny, how do you feel about umpires being replaced with bunny rabbits? Just in time for spring. Listen, man. Kids aren't really believing in the Easter Bunny anymore, man. He's had to find other lines of work, man. We're not gonna shame him for that. How you doing, Mr. Nuclear Monster? Doing great. 1 sec while I clip that. Hope you are well too. Yeah, I'm good, man. Did you raid out? No, you're still alive. All right, cool. I have you tabbed up. We got all the homies tabbed up. You know the way it goes. Oh, he's actually clipping. Oh my. Okay. I got to give you a shout out. That's what I got to do. Oh my, okay. If you guys aren't following Mr. Nuclear Monster, give him a follow. He's last playing retro, but he's playing he was playing through Marathon. He does Duolingo on stream where he's learning German. He's a pretty good GeoGuessr. Really cool dude. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The ever so great Mr. Nuclear Monster. If people upstairs weren't sleeping, I would give it the full volume. You know what I mean? But still. Welcome in, man. Right, runner on first, 2 down here. Everett Mills at the plate. Here's the first pitch. He's lined this into the left. That's going to be a base hit. And Everett Mills has got a base hit. It's going to move Ed Mincher over to second base. Just in time for spring. There you go. Now I have the producer stuck in my head. Right. Springtime for bunnies and umpiring. Springtime for yeah. Winters for Santa and elves. Right. It is Levy Mayerly who comes in. Mayerly is 1 for 4 today. Great movie. Yeah. Gene Wilder, R.I.P. a legend, man. Here's the first pitch to Levy Mayerly, and that is going to be taken on the out. That's going to be taken away. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is swung on, missed. It'll be 1-1. Two on, 2 out. Mel Brooks forever. Somebody, I shouted out Ever Impending Sense of Doom earlier, Mr. Nuclear Monster. He watched Airplane for the first time ever. And he was like, should I watch Spaceballs next? And I'm like, well, yes. But what an awesome movie. It's weird to say awesome because there's definitely stuff in there that's like not acceptable in today's day and age. But like, it is still a really funny movie. Like, it's a comedy, so like you can't. The purpose is not to take it seriously anyway. Like, that kind of, it establishes that very much in the beginning. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like, I don't think it's done with malicious intent, but it's just some of those things some of those jokes in there now. You're just like, Jesus Christ. but it was the Airplane was 1980. It was a completely different time. But still, it's a hilarious movie. It's just all the little small jokes are what I love about Airplane. Like the one where it's just over the top silly. I don't know. It's just so over the top silly. Like how soon can we land? I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell. You can tell me I'm a doctor. Not for another 2 hours. You can't take a guess for another 2 hours. Like it's just some stupid shit. Like here's the 1-1. It's behind on that one. It's 1 and 2. Here's the 1-2. That's grounded foul. We'll do it again. 1 and 2. Here's the 1-2. That's grounded over the third. Throw on to first. It's a bad throw. And the inning will continue. Mayerly. Is it a bad throw? And Anson dives. He gets back to ground ball. Anson dives. The throw was off the mark. Yeah, so it's an E5. So E5 for Mayerly. He goes to first. Going to second is Mills. Going to third is Mincher. And the inning continues. Gat Stiers will settle in 2 for 4. First pitch to Stiers. And that is off the plate away. 1-0. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 1-0 is high. 2-0. 2-0 is in there for a called strike. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Inside ball 3. 3-1. Hitters count now to Stiers. Here's Stiers. He's ripped this in the left. That is going to drop for a base hit, and Stiers has got an RBI. It's an RBI single for Stiers. And coming in to score will be Mincher. Going to third is Mills. Going to second is Mayerly. And it is 18-5. Mark King will settle in. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to King. He's going to take that on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Here's the 0-1. That's grounded over the third. This might be a... Oh, and he's fumbled it again. It's another E5. It's 2 straight errors in the inning for third baseman Cap Anson. That's his third of the afternoon. It's going to be the 6th for Rockford, and it means the inning will continue. That's going to be the 7th for Rockford, and I have no idea where the other error came from. The pitcher, Dick McBride. I didn't give him his error from the 5th. So that's the 7th error for Rockford. And King is aboard. Going to second is Stiers. Going to third will be Mayerly, and Mills scored on the play. 18-6. That'll bring up Charlie Hodes. 1 for 3. First pitch to Hodes. Salou, what's up? That's grounded over to second. Oh, and it's an error on the second baseman now. How many more are we going to get? Ross Barnes gets his 2nd of the afternoon. And it's, good Lord. Mark King goes to second. Going to third is Stiers. Scoring is Mayerly. 18-7. WhatsApp or Telegram? I actually don't use either. I actually do not use either. WhatsApp's the better platform, I think. Telegram, way too many scams. Although WhatsApp's got quite a few of them too. That's it. This will bring in. This will be Bill Kelly now. Right. First pitch to Kelly. Off the plate away. Here's the 1-0. That is ripped in the left. That's playable. Can they get there? Yes, the left fielder backtracks enough. And the side is finally retired. It is 3 runs on 2 hits. No, I'm sorry, on 3 hits. And they leave the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 9th. 18-7. What do you use similar to WhatsApp? I do most, honestly, I don't really have an app that I use most of my communication. Most of it's Discord. Discord, Twitch, and Blue Sky are my 3 most used platforms. I don't really use anything that's similar to WhatsApp. If I use anything that's similar to WhatsApp, it's going to be text messaging. Right, Hindo is a Scottish football manager streamer. He also does some GTA 5 RP. He's a really cool guy, really cool streamer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Hindo is our sponsor for tonight's 9th inning. Yeah, I never really used WhatsApp. So Bill Kelly is back on the mound. It is George Bird, the first man up. 7, 8, 9 spots for Rockford. Bird is currently sitting at 3 for 5. Here's the first pitch to him. That's taken inside, 1-0. The 1-0. That's on the outside part of the plate. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That is, where did that miss? High? And it's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Grounded over to second. He's bobbled it. He's fumbled it. He's fumbled. The second baseman has fumbled the ball. That is that is Ed Mincher, who fumbles the ball. His first error, and it is the leadoff runner aboard. That'll bring up George Wright. Wright is 1 for 4. First pitch to Wright. He has popped this up in right. That is going to land foul, and it'll be 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's fouled into the seats, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Inside, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off the plate away, 2-2. The 2-2. Popped up. This is drifting foul down the left field side, and it will land there. We'll do it again. The 2-2. Off the plate away, 3-2. Full count pitch. Here it is. He's popped this up right at home plate. Catcher's there, and he makes the grab, and that'll be the first out of the inning. That brings up Dick McBride. McBride is 2 for 5. Here's the first pitch to him. That is on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate away, 1-1. 1-1. He's bunted that down. The throw is in time. It's actually the second baseman who covers. It's a sac bunt. It does move the runner over, but there's 2 outs now in the 9th. And we go back to the top of the order at Cap Anson. Anson is 3 for 6 today. Here's the first pitch to Anson. Off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Anson fouls that. It'll be 1-1. 1-1. He's taking that high. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Inside, ball 3. 3-1 now to count to Cap Anson. Here's the pitch. He's fouled that back. Full count. Here's the pitch. Anson grounds this to short, over to first in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base. Bottom 9th incoming, 18-7. We're going to take our final 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom 9th. 18-7 right now. Fred Waterman, first man up. It is the 8-9-1 spots for Chicago. Dick McBride still on the mound. Waterman currently 1 for 4. Here's the first pitch to Waterman. Waterman's ground that down the first base side. And getting over in time will be McBride. And Waterman is retired. That'll bring up Bill Kelly. I'm sorry, that'll bring up Ed Mincher. There's the first pitch to Mincher. And Mincher's grounded that over the first base side. And it's, ooh. It's in and out of McBride's glove. It's an E1. E1 for Mincher, who is aboard. McBride gets his second error on the afternoon. And they got a runner on with 1 out. Top of the order, George Bechtel. 0 for 5 today. Here's the first pitch. Out into the seats. The 0-1 is fair. No, it's foul. It's foul. It's foul. Sorry, it's foul. It's foul. Looked like it rolled back over the bag. It goes foul. Here's the 0-2. That is popped up behind home plate. Doug Allison's there. He's got it. And Bill Kelly. I'm sorry, Mincher. No, Betchel. Jesus. Is retired. That brings up Everett Mills, 2 for 5 today. Down to the last out, Chicago. Here's the first pitch. That's inside, ball 1. The 1-0. That's taken high. 2-0. Here's the 2-0. That's taken high. 3-0. 3-0 now to Everett Mills. The 3-0. That's taken in there for a called strike. It's 3-1. The 3-1. Check swing. They're going to look. And it's strike 2 called anyway. So 3-2. Here's the full count pitch. Fouled. The payoff pitch is lined into right. That goes foul. The 3-2 is lined into right, base hit. Mincher goes to second as Mills is aboard with a single, and they stay alive for now. That brings up Levy Mayerly. He is 1 for 5. Here's the first pitch to Mayerly. He's whipped this into left. That is going to, he dives for it, and that is going to fall. This could be runs. Mayerly is going to get to second. It's an RBI double for Mayerly. Going to third will be Mills. Scoring is Mincher. 18-6. That brings up Gat Stiers. He is 3 for 5. First pitch to Stiers. And that's taken for a ball. And here's the 1-0. That is popped up in the infield. Second baseman's there. He comes in, he gloves it, and the ball game is over. The Rockford Forest Citys have come in needing a win. They get a win, and they pull to within a game of the Chicago White Stockings. The final score here in Chicago, the Rockford Forest Citys 18, the Chicago White Stockings 8. Time to do all of your statistics for the game. Starting with the visiting Rockford Forest Citys. Cap Anson has had 7 at-bats today. He has had 2 hits. He has had 2 RBIs. He has scored, he's had 3 hits. He has scored 2 RBIs. He has scored 1 run. He committed 3 fielding errors. George Hall had 5 at bats. He had 2 hits. One of those hits was a double. He also had a base on balls. He had an RBI, and he scored 2 runs. Ross Barnes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 5 at bats. He had 1 hit. It was a double. He had a base on balls. He scored 3 runs, and he stole a base. Also committed 2 fielding errors. Lip Pike, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at bats. 1, 2, 3 hits. One of which was a triple. 3 RBIs. And he actually didn't score any runs. Doug Allison, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at bats, 1 hit, 1 RBI, 1 base on balls, and 1 run. 2 runs, 2 runs, 2 runs, 2 runs. Joe Start, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 at bats, 2 hits, 1 RBI, 2 runs, struck out once, 1 base on balls. George Bird, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at bats for Bird, 3 hits, 1 RBI, 3 runs, 1 fielding error. George Wright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at bats, 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 base on balls, 1 fielding error. Dick McBride, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at bats, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 runs, 1 sack, 2 fielding errors. Totals for the Rockford Forest Citys: 12, 17, 23, 28, 33, 39, 49 at bats. Runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm missing a run. I'm missing a run. Who scored a run that I didn't tally? Who scored a run that I didn't tally? Who scored a run that I didn't tally? Anson scored a run that I didn't tally. So total runs 18, hits 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 12, 15, 16. I have 18 hits. That is correct. Of those hits, 1, 2, 2 doubles, 1 triple. Base on balls, 1, 2, 3 base on ball, 4 base on balls today. 5 base on ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base on balls. 1 strikeout, 1 stolen base, 1 sack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 RBIs, fielding errors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll come back for the pitching stats in a moment. For the hometown Chicago White Stockings, George Betschel, 6 at bats, not a single hit, 1 fielding error. Everett Mills, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at bats, 3 hits, 1 run. Levy Merrily, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at bats, 2 hits. 1 of them was a double, 2 runs, 1 fielding error. Gat Stiers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at bats, 3 hits. 1 of them was a double. 1 stolen base, 1 RBI, and 1 run. Martin King, 1, 2, 3, 4 at bats, 1 hit, 1 base on balls, 1 RBI. Charlie Hodes, 5 at bats, 1 hit. Cherokee Fisher, 3 at bats, no hits, 1 run, 1 fielding error. Fred Waterman, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at bats, 1 hit. It was a double, 3 fielding errors. Sam Jackson, 3 at bats, 3 hits, 1 double, 1 RBI. Nate Birkenstock, 1 at bat, no hit, 1 fielding error. Ed Mincher, 2 at bats, 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 fielding error. Bill Kelly, 1 at bat, no hits. For the totals for the the Chicago White Stockings: 6, 12, 18, 24, 28, 33, 36, 41, 44, 45, 47, 48 runs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I missed a run on this side as well. Who the fuck did I miss? Oh, I missed Fred Waterman's run. There you go. 8. Hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 15 hits. That is correct. Of those hits, they actually had 4 doubles, no triples, no home runs, 1 base on balls, no strikeouts, 1 stolen base, 1, 2 RBIs. I have just 2 RBIs. No, 3 RBIs. 3 RBIs. Fielding errors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Pitching statistics now. Dick McBride, 9 innings pitched. Pitch count 175. Base on balls, 1. Strikeouts, none. Hits, 15. Runs, 8. Earned runs, 1. He gets credited with the win. He will improve to 9-9 on the season now. Cherokee Fisher will be credited with the loss. He will drop to 8-6. Fisher, 6 innings pitched, 109 is the pitch count. Base on balls was 2. Strikeouts was none. He gave up 10 hits, 9 runs, and 3 of them were earned. Nate Birkenstock went 1 2/3 innings. He pitched 70 pitches. He had 2 base on balls. He struck out 1. He gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, and 5 of them were earned. And then Bill Kelly went 1 1/3 inning. His pitch count was 44. 1 base on balls, no strikeouts, 3 hits, 3 runs, but none of them were earned. And there you go. Leave game. Immediately save game. Scores. I think we were the only game today. We were the only game today. Finished today. Right. Where do we get mails in? Oh. Starting pitcher leaders. This is in complete games. Everybody does. It's 1871. Right. Then okay, so let's look at what it did with the standings real quick, and then we'll talk about the next game. So we moved to within a game of the National League lead at 10-7. Troy are 6.5 back off the Chicago White Stockings loss at 4-16. They're at the bottom. They're the worst team in baseball still. We're 10-11 now, just a game back in the National League lead. Fort Wayne's 9-8 record will draw them level with New York and Chicago, who are both 8-7 at the top of the National League. Those Chicago and New York have played 15. They got 17 left. Fort Wayne has played 17. They have 15 left. We have played 21. We have 11 games left. And that is the schedule. Troy has played 20. They've got 12 games left. In the American League, Boston is 10-2. They lead the American League by 2 games. The Chicago Forest Citys are 2 games back at 9-5. So Boston's played 12, and they have 20 left. Cleveland's played 14. They have 18 left. Philadelphia is slipped down to 10-8. They are in 3rd place. They're 3 games back. They've played 18. They have 14 left. And then the Washington Olympics are the worst team in the American League. They are 6 games back at 7-11. They have played 18. They have 14 left. That's the standings. The next game for Out of the Park will be Sunday morning. We're going to do Out of the Park before we do Football Manager. It will be the 10-2 Boston Red Stockings traveling on the road. They're 4-1 at the road. They will play the 4-16 Troy Haymakers, who have won all 4 of their games at home, but only 4 of their 11. They're 4-7 at home. So that'll be the next game. We're going to follow that with Troy at Cleveland, and then Cleveland at Boston. The next game that we've got is that's a massive game, by the way. Fort Wayne at New York. Chicago at Boston. That'll be a big game. We have got Fort Wayne next. That's on the 11th. We got a few games to get there, though, including July 3rd, which will be Boston at Troy. Thank you so much to everybody who came out. If you're watching on the YouTube, this is the end of the recording. We will see you for the next one. Until then, take care.